Good morning, Digit fam. Adam Dowd here, and I'm still giggling like a schoolgirl over the Avengers Endgame footage released yesterday, and it got me thinking. I wonder if I should do a special edition of a Digit Daily podcast on Saturday after I go see the movie to do a sort of movie review, but then it occurred to me that that's not really tech, so you might not be interested. Plus, the podcast could turn out to be 8 minutes of me drooling and giggling and fanboying all over the movie, and you probably don't want to hear that either. But, in case you do, hit me up, hello@digit.com, or tweet me at digitdaily or Dead Technology, let me know. If the people ask, it'll happen. But for now, it is April 9th, 2019. Happy birthday to my wonderful wife, and this is your Digit Daily. When you stop and consider smart home tech, and specifically who makes smart home tech, there's one name that's always been missing, and once you hear that name, you're like, oh yeah, that's weird. Chances are at some point in your life, if not now, IKEA has made its way into your home, but until now, IKEA has been absent from the smart home space. Thanks to a partnership with Sonos, IKEA is now in the game! This partnership has produced a product that until now I didn't know I wanted. In fact, I'm still not sure, but here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Symfonisk. Why do we all suck at naming things? This is a smart-ish speaker that's combined with a lamp. Call it a smart spleaker, and it still sounds better than Symfonisk. Anyway, this is, well, it's what it sounds like. It's a Sonos speaker built into a lamp. Podcasting being an audio medium, it's kind of hard to describe, but imagine an Apple HomePod with a lampshade on top of it. And if you don't know what an Apple HomePod looks like, that's okay. Neither does anyone else. There are some caveats here, though. This is called a smart speaker. You can't see it, but I'm making air quotes. But it doesn't have a microphone, so you can't OK Google it, since we decided yesterday that we love that so much. But on the plus side, you can keep it on your night table and not have to worry about it listening in on nocturnal activities. You control the speakers via the Sonos app. You can AirPlay music to the speakers using Apple's protocol, so that's Sonos 1, Netflix 0. But the idea here is to integrate great sounding speakers into lamps and bring a full Dolby 5.1 home sound system into a presumably well-lit room using these lamps as part of that setup. It's a cool idea, putting speakers into the bases of lamps, I mean. In this case, I'm not sure I would have stopped short of giving the smart speakers an assistant, Alexa or Google, or I guess Siri if no one else RSVP'd. But still, the base or stem of a lamp is largely unused and underutilized space. May as well put something there. But if you're going to make it a speaker, go big or go home. I mean, I guess not everyone wants an assistant listening to them every second of every day. I mean, I think it's weird to not want that, but who am I to judge? The speakers will ship in August, so you can get yours then. No word on pricing yet. The speaker is said to have a similar sound to the Sonos 1, which is currently selling on Amazon for $179. But that doesn't have a light socket on top, so who knows how many meatballs this thing will cost. And now I want meatballs. Well, while we ponder things that we can't yet have, let's head into something that we can have, the Roundup! The Red Hydrogen 1 was arguably the most disappointing and stupidest phone of 2018. It had a crappy camera, a nausea-inducing UI, and cost $1,200. Well, I'm happy to say they fixed one of those problems. Now they're shipping a titanium version of the phone for $1,600. Wait, what? Honestly, the only thing that could make this more stupid would be if, after you bought it, they shipped you an empty box, but somehow, that might actually improve the user experience. If you think getting ripped off is bad, wait till you try using this phone. If you're getting sick of spam bots infesting your Twitter feed, wait a few seconds, they might be deleted. Twitter is automatically deleting about 10 accounts every second in an effort to fight spam and fake accounts. And it's not winning the battle. And if you really take nothing else from this story, take that. Twitter is deleting between 300 and 400 million accounts per year, and the problem is not getting solved. Spammers suck. They suck really hard. They're like the cockroaches of Twitter. This safety tip comes straight from the Secret Service, who did not follow this advice. If you find a strange USB thumb drive anywhere and you don't know for a fact what its origins are, Do not stick it into your computer. Doing so can install malware, which can spread throughout a network and in some cases even fry the insides of the computer. Just don't do it. We learned this because during the trial of Yujing Zhang, a Chinese national who was caught trying to sneak into Mar-a-Lago last month, a Secret Servant testified that a USB drive was found on Zhang and the Secret Service plugged it in to see what was on it. Bad idea. But the good news is, if the Secret Service was running Windows 10 on that computer, they would not have had to safely ejected this before pulling it out. And you don't have to either. As it turns out, Microsoft has been fixing this issue for some time now, even back in the Windows 7 days, even though they've been a little cagey about it up until now. Microsoft now says that if you're running Windows 10 and you're not actively using the data on the drive, not copying files to or from or accessing data on the drive, you're good to just pull that puppy right out without right-clicking and selecting eject. Now it's your move, Apple. Fortnite announced its first World Cup for the online game with $30 million up for grabs, much to the delight of 12-year-olds around the world. One-week tournaments will begin next week with players advancing week after week until finally, around mid-June or July, the finalists will be announced. Of course, those finalists will probably be 40-year-old basement dwellers, much to the chagrin of 12-year-olds around the world. It wasn't clear on whether or not the finalists had to leave mom's basement to travel to New York for the finals. Either way, I don't have to worry about it because despite the fact that I am 40 years old and I am broadcasting from a basement right now, I suck at Fortnite. And finally, Bitcoin was delivered another blow today as China is seeking to outlaw Bitcoin mining as part of regulations designed to get rid of activities that are unsafe, wasted resources, or polluting the environment. Admirable, China, and as Tristan on the newsletter points out, depending on your perspective, Bitcoin mining checks at least two of those boxes. As much as I'd love to see humans evolve past money and different currencies in every country, etc., Bitcoin isn't the answer. It was a bubble, and governments are starting to catch on to it. And if you're still mining, I won't judge. I use GPS satellites to find Tupperware in the woods. We all have hobbies. But that is going to do it for today's Digit Daily. If you'd like to learn more about any of these stories, check out the links in the show notes and subscribe to our daily newsletter on Digit.com. And if you like what you heard, subscribe, leave a review, and be sure to tell your friends about DigitDailyPod.com. Once again, I'm Adam Dowd, Dead Technology on Twitter, and we'll talk again tomorrow.